Okay, I'm just doing a treatment part 2 video. I did one before treatment part 1, and it is November 14th, 2013, and I started treatment on October 13th, Thanksgiving Day, and I started on a herbal treatment. So on treatment part 1, I was talking about being on Biaxin, Metronidazole, Florester for 3 months, and then doing a cleanse. So I cleansed my my liver and my lymph nodes and my kidneys, and I also cleansed my brain and my nervous system. So I was having some high liver enzymes from the antibiotics in the first part of the treatment, and I came off the antibiotics and therefore did the cleanse for my liver and nervous system and everything. And then I went on to part 2 of the treatment, which is the herbals. So there is 2 herbals that I'm taking. I've been on them since October 13th, Thanksgiving. It's November 14th, so about a month. The first one is Cemento, and the second one is Banderol. So Cemento is actually a herb from Peru, and it is cat's claw, and it boosts your immune system a lot, which helps in fighting off the Lyme disease, but it also has some antiviral and antibacterial and antifungal, I believe, aspects to it. So that's a good thing. And the Banderol, they both kill the Lyme disease, but they also kill some co-infections. I believe it's mostly Bartonella. So the Borrelia burgdorferi, the Lyme disease, and then some Bartonella co-infection does get killed. It kills spirochete bacteria, and it goes through the cysts and I believe the biofilm. And when you put them both together, they're pretty amazing. I started with 1 drop a day, like 1 drop of each in the morning in half a glass of water. And then at night I would take half a glass of water and 1 drop, take them separately in each half glass of water. I started 1 drop, and I'm going to work my way up to 30 drops, which is the maximum dose, and I'm at 19 drops right now. So do I like the herbals? Yes. And do they work? Yes. And do I herx? Yes. So I actually prefer the herbals over antibiotics because the side effects are way less. There's less nausea, and I really, really like that. You know, your liver doesn't get affected as badly. In fact, I just had all my liver testing done, and I had my blood work done, and everything came back normal. So that was a good thing. They don't leave a gross taste in your mouth. In fact, they don't taste that bad at all. And the Banderol is actually made, it's from Peru too, but it's made from tree bark. So together they work wonders. I really like them, and I think they're really good. Now the herxing on the antibiotics, it was violent herxing. Like, I have a couple videos up of herxing on the antibiotics and also herxing on the herbals. And herxing on the antibiotics is very violent, and then kind of simmering, and then violent, and then kind of simmering. So you can imagine how that feels. Doesn't feel very good. And the nausea is extreme, like you're going to vomit constantly. You get hot and cold chills. I'm always in the car when this happens. Well, I mean, I've herxed other times too like that, but I've been in the car a lot. I believe the motion sickness brings it on. It's disgusting. But anyway, so the herx lasts about 45 minutes on the antibiotics. It lasts 45 minutes on the herbals as well. But on the herbals, you're less nauseous, and the herxing is this more steady pace, so it's a constant shaking. And you get a hot and cold sweat and all the kind of same things, you know. So recently on the herbs, which I also have a video up for, is a Herx that is for facial twitching. It's the first one I've had ever on herbals. It did last about 45 minutes long. And when I was doing like the detox cleansing, what happened was I started to get this kind of like tingly, buzzing feeling. And then it was very uncomfortable. It was happening during my video actually, and I was like, oh, there's some neurological issues going on. And it was really uncomfortable, but it got to that point, and then it kind of just stayed there. So this one started that way, and then it just got worse, and it just started where my face started twitching all over the place, and it was horrible. So it got really bad, and then it kind of simmered down, and then it got really bad again. So my daughter actually filmed it. I think it was for about a minute or two or something like that. And yeah, there's a video up there with that as well. So treatment's going really well. 19 drops. I'm on probiotic. I used to be on the one for antibiotics called Florester, but since I'm off the antibiotics now, I have a different one that hits 7 strains of bacteria. And when I was on that, of course, I had an infection and had to go on Cipro antibiotics as well as the herbs. And then I got a respiratory infection too. So I was lucky that I got rid of the one infection, and the respiratory infection I'm still kind of having a bit of issue with, but the doctor's decided not to put me back on the antibiotics because when I went on the antibiotics last time, I started to feel really sick and gross, and I guess he just doesn't want to put me back on it, see if I can get through it without it first. So, you know, like I said, all the blood testing was good, the liver was good, everything was really good. And, excuse me, I like the herbals, and I'm going to continue to be on the herbals. Like, I'm at 19 drops, but, you know, the preferred dose is 30 drops. So it's 30 drops of Cemento in the morning. This is all on empty stomach, by the way. 30 drops of Banderol in the morning, too, in a half a glass of water, and take them separately. And then again at night, again on an empty stomach. So, I'm going to continue to do that. And during my herxing, if I'm feeling like I'm having a really bad herx, I can take 10 drops of Berber and put in half glass water and drink it. And that tends to help with herxing, and I drink tons and tons of water, which I find helps. You have to always stay hydrated all the time. With this treatment especially, I mean in general, but with this treatment especially, you have to keep hydrated. So, let's see, just think what else. Oh yeah, so anyways, the treatment that I'm on right now, I'm really liking it. I plan on staying on it for a long time. I am feeling a bit better in the sense that, I mean, it's little things, but my hair is looking healthier, and it's getting thicker. I don't know, you can't really, it's just something that I notice, I guess. My daughter noticed that I have kind of less side effects. Like, before I would be like, oh God, oh, this side effect, that side effect from all the antibiotics. And now I don't have any of those side effects, and my daughter really noticed that, and I noticed that. I have a little bit more energy. I know that these are really small progressors, but, you know, when you're this sick, one of those, because I've been sick for over 5 years, and I was living like that constantly. And when you have one little thing that has a little bit of improvement, you notice it because you never had any improvement before. So, like I said, I've been on treatment maybe 4 months, I guess. 3.5 months, actually. So, since the end of July. So, yeah, 3.5 months. And these are the small changes that we've noticed. You know, it's not a lot, but it's something. So, you have to start somewhere. And I do find with the herbals that I am herxing a lot more often. Yeah, and I know that sounds really weird, really funny, but in a way, I feel good when I herx because I know that it's killing the Lyme and it's killing the bugs, the bacteria, and they're dying. And then I can detox them out, you know, through water, lemon water, Berber, salt baths, or whatever. And it just lets you know that the treatment's working. And, you know, as long as you keep herxing, that'll be really good. That'll be fine. So you can herx in many ways. You can herx with severe fatigue, where you can't even I mean, there was one day I think I slept 16 hours. Me and my daughter went to bed, slept like 8 or 9 or 10 hours, whatever. And then I woke my daughter up for school. She went to school, and then I laid back down and slept more. Like, I was sleeping 16 hours a day for 3 to 4 days. And other times it's in severe pain. Like, the pain is so bad, it almost takes you to the hospital. And when you're getting that kind of pain, or you feel like you're having a seizure coming on, or, you know, you're having muscle spasms and all the kind of symptoms that you've had during the 5 years that I've been sick, you kind of get, but constantly. And it can either be the pain's really bad, or it hits your nervous system, the nausea, the shaking, you know, all the toxins coming out. So herxing can, you know, show in many forms. But trust me, you'll know you're herxing because you feel it's a drastic pain and it's a drastic fatigue, and it's drastic shaking. I mean, or vomiting or whatever. I mean, it's severe. So you will know. And yeah, so that's for me. I know that it's kind of taking care of the Lyme disease, and my daughter knows that. So we feel really comfortable in this treatment. It's going to be long term. So, I mean, I've been sick 5 years, so I'm thinking, well, we're thinking like 5 years treatment, right? Minimum. Because if you think all those, you know, all that damage that's been done over 5 years has to be reversed back. And unfortunately, that takes time, but you can only improve for small changes. So, in my opinion, physically being on the antibiotics as compared to the herbals are way better. I would suggest, like, anyone who has Lyme disease, try these herbals. I mean, you can't really go wrong, right? And financially, they fit into our budget as opposed to, you know, a naturopath, which is $2 to $3 grand a month or whatever. It's crazy. Or you can fly to the States, you know, every couple of months and stay in a hotel, and then pay for the hotel, pay for the airfare with your family, and, you know, then you got to go to the doctor, and you got to pay for all the antibiotics, and then, you know, probably stay there a few days to make sure that you're nice and monitored, and that you're not having a huge Herxheimer reaction, have to be in the hospital. So, and then you come home. And so people are doing this, or they're going to a naturopath. But a Lyme literate, sorry, my speech, MD is a good route to go because, you know, you can go to the doctor's office and talk to him, and he kind of knows everything. It's cheaper, and I mean, some medications are covered and some are not, and it depends how far your doctor will go with you there. But, you know, it's at least, like, he's an expert on Lyme disease, and he can kind of help you, and he's also an MD, so, or a Lyme literate MD, naturopath. But like I said, they cost a fortune, and who really has that money? Like, realistically, not many people we know have that money. I mean, even people that have tons of money don't have an extra couple grand a month for treatment. And remembering that this treatment is going on for a lifetime or for many, many years or a long time. So you're going to get in debt, and you're going to end up having another financial burden on top of, you know, Lyme disease, and on top of going through all this stuff, and on top of treatment and herxing and having this treatment that's pretty rough. You're going to have financial burden as well. So you really don't need that. So if you look at the whole picture, these work really well. I'm glad I had the antibiotics first. It kind of like, you know, kind of killed the Lyme, gave a good kick in the butt. They're really potent, but like I said, really potent drugs have really potent side effects. And that's something that I'm kind of a more natural person. So when it came to the herbs, finding out that they do just as good as the antibiotics, and they're consistent, and you can be on them safely for a long period of time, and the side effects are less, I prefer this route. Okay, so that's the whole treatment there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this video, and then if I'm thinking about adding some new things to my treatment, some different vitamins and trace minerals and stuff like that, maybe some salt water and stuff. So if I do add that, like right now I've only been on the herbals exactly a month, and I think that I would like to stay on them for a 3-month course before I started kind of adding anything in. I really want these herbals to take effect on my body and not have anything interfering or maybe taking away from the treatment or whatever. But I think 3 months in I will add that. So of treatment on herbals, I will add some of the vitamins and salt water and stuff. So if it comes to that point, I will post another video for either new treatment, but I'll also post another video for you know, different things that are going on. Like if I have, you know, facial herx twitching for the first time, I did post that. If I have something different, or you know, if my treatment I add more stuff into my treatment, or something's going on with my treatment or whatever, I'll definitely post another video. Maybe it's a different kind of herxing, then I would post a different herxing video. I'm just trying to think. Okay, so you know, there's a lot of questions about antibiotics. Should you take them? Should you not take them? All this kind of stuff. The side effects of antibiotics, of Biaxin and Metro, are hell. I'm just going to be flat out, straight up honest. That's how they are. You're very, very sick, and your herx very bad. First time I took this, like for 10 days, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get off the couch. Couldn't do anything. You know, me and my daughter went out with her Nana and Granddad for fish and chips on the river. I thought, oh, that'll be a nice ride. I mean, I almost puked like 3 times in the car. Like literally the ride is like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And when we got there, we met this guy that was a doctor, and I'm trying to eat my fish and chips, which I normally love, and I'm just not enjoying it fully. And then I thought, oh, I'm going to puke, and I was just kind of trying to look at the water and the beautiful scenery and being out with my daughter and, you know, Nana and Granddad and stuff like that, but it was really hard. I mean, when I came home, it was like I was glad to be home. I just wanted to lay back down, and, you know, that was on the 8th day or the 9th. I thought I would just try to go out for a little bite to eat on the beach, you know, nothing severe. So I would say in that aspect, just skip the antibiotics. But at the same time, they're really important to have a good kickstart because they're so strong. I guess if you can get through like the first 3 months of them, it also makes your liver enzymes go up really high. It can. Mine were starting to get really, kind of high, so I came off it, but we just kind of chose, me and my daughter were thinking, oh my God, because these were going up and up and up, and they were like, I remember they were really low. They do a liver test before you start your treatment, and then when I started treatment, I was only into like the 3rd month, not even. Like I think I didn't even make the 3 months by 10 days or something. And they actually doubled and a half in that time. I was like, oh my God. Like they were just rising and rising, and my liver was having a lot of problems, dealing with all those toxins. I mean, your liver has to deal with them all. So, we decided just pull me off, no big deal. And that's what we did. Let's see. So I think, the only good thing about all this is you're kind of killing it, and it's not a pleasant disease, and it's not a pleasant treatment. And if you can be strong really, really, really strong, because there's days you just feel like you're going to die and you just want off this bloody treatment. I remember thinking, oh my God, I can't handle another bloody pill, 10 a day, just pill popping, just, you put a pill down, it just wants to come back up, and it was horrible. But if you can get through like that first 3 months, I would then move to the herbals, because you get a bit of break, on some of the things. I mean, maybe the symptoms are a little lowered, which feels like such a break. And that's huge when you feel really crappy and have like 100 symptoms going on, if you have some that are lowered. Especially the nausea. I find that that's really irritating. It feels really gross when you just, constantly just feel like you're going to throw up at any second all the time. That's really annoying, actually. And you just have your head in the bag the whole time, because you just don't know, am I going to throw up? And it's such touch and go, and so, I don't know, with the stomach flu, you feel sick, you feel sicker, you throw up, and you feel better, right? With this, you just feel like you're about to throw up, and it's the toxins, it's the herxing. It comes in severe nausea too, but I think the side effects from the medication also made me feel sick too, so you have kind of both. And just right before you're going to throw up, like right before, like, oh my God, I'm going to throw up. That feeling where you can open your mouth and throw up, you get that for, mine went on for hours and hours and hours, and it's just disgusting. So, I'm not going to lie, it's like one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life, the treatment. And, this illness too has been one of the hardest things in my life. Like, it's a hard illness, it's a hard treatment, but you got to kill those buggers, and if you can just persevere for, my daughter had some good advice, because I was like, oh my God, I'm on 3 weeks and I got to do 3 months, and oh my God, like you really, you're just kind of dying, and it's like, God, get me off this. And a lot of people pull treatment because it's really not fun. But my daughter's like, well, just kind of focus on one day at a time. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I just kind of started thinking, okay, get through today. Oh, I got through today. Today was, a little better, or a little worse, whatever the situation was. Just each day. And then a week passed, another week, and then it was a month, and then 2 months, and I was like, oh my God, So I did it short a little bit because of my liver enzymes. And then the herbals after that, and I think it's kind of a good way to go. I'm just going to do that and just keep on that. So, if you have any comments or questions or anything, just comment below or subscribe or whatever you want. Also, you can reach me on Facebook at Andrea Jeanette with my purple butterfly. And no, I'm sorry, it's a green butterfly. Sorry. And you can reach me there. And if you have any questions about it, or if you even think that you have Lyme, I'm not a doctor or anything, but we've kind of been through the mill for 5 years, and it's pretty amazing what me and my daughter have learned. And, we can chat. So anyways, take care and good luck. Bye.